So we're going to list out 10 particular prophecies that were spoken of the death of Queen Elizabeth, who just passed away about yesterday. And on this particular 10, I'm actually going to tell you, do I believe it? Do I believe it's just luck? Or do I believe the details that are actually given out? But also, when I'm speaking of one, I'll put up a timer on each and every one of them, so you know when I'm going to wrap up talking about that particular one. Then we skip on over to them. So you'll see a timer every single time I start talking about one, and that's how we're gonna do this entire thing. So Church Reality Check, we do daily Christian commentary videos. The detective is here. We are in full gear. We are in investigation mode on this particular one, and we're gonna listen to some of these people that claim they are prophetic. Now, first of all, I want to say some of these people, they are just YouTube personalities, and majority of them are church leaders. Now, the first one that I actually found was from a channel by the name of Lion and Lamb Ministries, and they focus their entire prophecy on Prince Charles being fit to be the Antichrist. Okay, so that's the one, that was one of the first ones that I actually saw. Now, sounds a bit weird, but they are kind of like going all the way ahead. Now, why do I say it sounds a bit weird? People have been speculating who fits being the Antichrist and so forth. So for me, on the scale of true or false, or believable or unbelievable, personally, I just prefer to keep my head out of those kind of predictions, or someone trying to say someone fits being the Antichrist. That's just my view on it, but you guys can tell me what your thoughts are. They say Prince Charles fits being the Antichrist. They say they'll keep giving updates. If I do see those updates, I'll give you also an update as well. Skipping on to the second one. The second one is a gentleman by the name of Troy Black. I had known of Troy Black, and Troy Black had done this video, God said to me, God spoke to me stuff, and I actually saw another video about him from Revealing Truth. So what was Troy Black's one? What was his prophecy basically? Troy Black says he got a vision about 10 days ago, and he made a video on it. Now, I did confirm, did check the video, and he did speak about the passing of the Queen. Now, do I believe on the scale of believability of what he is claiming over there to what I heard him say? He is saying very generic things. Now, it's not only me that thought what he's saying is generic. There's another channel, I think it's below, still under 1,000 subscribers, I can't remember exactly, which is by a channel by the name of Lion of Fire Raw, and he is talking about this particular prophecy by Troy Black, and he says something that I'm going to come back to at the end here. So stay tuned on the video. By the way, if the video is good enough, meeting the standards, please do give this video a like. It is highly appreciated. It will help promote the video forward to other people, and that's how we spread the message. So that particular note of what Lion of Fire said about Troy Black's prophecy, where he spoke about he saw the vision of the Queen passing and dying and so forth about 10 days back. He said that there isn't really much that he said there, but there isn't really much. He's talking about Troy Black. He says Troy Black, there isn't much he mentioned there. There isn't much to be taken home. But I will tell you one thing that he stated in that video, which I think is true to most of this. So that's why I want to keep him all the way to the end. The third prophecy that I saw was from Prophet Ian Clove, or Pastor Ian Clove from Zimbabwe. He says that he saw her walking through a tunnel, and that was around August and July. Between June, July, August, in that entire period, there were videos that were kind of put out in that particular period where he spoke about her walking in the tunnel. Now, even this one fits into what Lion of Fire said. Now, put it at the end as I said. And he says that she was in the vision that he saw, she looked concerned for the UK. I think she should be concerned about her. So, you're concerned whether she was saved or not, but hey, people have different things that they care about. He said that she was more worried about the future of the UK, and maybe that goes back into Lion of Lamb ministry, Lion and Lamb ministry, where he says that the future of it, Prince Charles and Prince William, they might change the entire setup of the monarch and all that kind of stuff. And so maybe that's the care that he was talking about over there. Now, skipping on to number 4, other prophecy by another person out there. This is by self-proclaimed prophet Hubert Angel. And Hubert Angel, these particular claims actually go a little bit earlier on, all the way back to January into June. There were video prophecies where he claimed that he saw the London Bridge prophecy, and in June he said the London Bridge prophecy is closed, and then in January he says he saw the London Bridge, you understand, and that was actually in reference to Queen Elizabeth, and Queen Elizabeth passed away. And so what is the thought line around that? The same thing that Lion of Fire said is the same thing that I hold. Now, believability wise, I never spoke about this one. Believability wise on Ian Glovu, yeah, I don't really think too much about it. He said that she was walking through the tunnel. That's why he saw her. So eventually people pass away. I mean, like, she's 90 something years old. But hey, let's hold that thought. Now, the London Bridge prophecy by Hubert Angel, he said it twice or 3 times, I can't remember exactly, but he said that this was in reference to the Queen, and in June he said it was more closer. And then there was another video in the same one where he said she won't see next year. And so it's a little bit more defined than many of this, just to be very clear. Okay, yeah, let's be honest. Hubert Angel's point there when he said she won't see next year, it's a lot more detailed than most of these other people that actually think. Not more credit or anything like that to him, but that's what he said. Moving on to the next one, prophecy number 5. This was from a gentleman by the name of Remnant Revazvetia, something like that. This prophecy I found very weird because this man, he sounds Muslim. He combines the Bible and Islam, the Islamic Quran, because he keeps referencing the coming of the Mahdi in this prophecy. And he says that the passing of the Queen comes into fruition into that entire Hajjaz. I found that very weird. A person mixing Daniel and the King of the West. What? He mixes Daniel, Bible scripture, and the Quran, and he also then speaks about the coming of the Mahdi. Now, the coming of the Mahdi, if you read the prophecies of the Mahdi when it comes to believability to this person, the entire thing of the Mahdi, if you listen to what is prophesied about the Mahdi, he sounds like the Antichrist. Now, there's been videos that have been made out there on YouTube describing the coming of the Mahdi, and unfortunately, he fits the Antichrist. But a lot of people might see him, you understand. But to me, I didn't understand that one. That was just a weird one. He mixes the Bible and the Quran as if the two of them actually are saying, I don't understand what that entire prophecy was all about. Number 6. This was from a gentleman by the name of J Angel Ministry. And Jay claims that into the crossing of 2021 into 2022, God showed him this prophecy saying that God weeps at the death of unbelievers. And he was saying that, God was crying and there was a weeping and what. And I found it very weird. Why would God be weeping over the death of unbelievers? Because the judgment and way he made clear to them how they can come to salvation, they reject him because they don't want him. Why would God be weeping for that? Unless he thinks God is not satisfied with the sacrifice of the Messiah. So for a pastor or a prophet to be saying that, I was not really understanding. So this one falls for me in the lane of, I don't get why. Why would God be weeping for unbelievers? But anyways, that is prophecy number 6. He said that into crossing into 2022, and he said that's what God showed him, the weeping of an unbeliever, particularly pertaining the Queen. He said the Queen like 6 times in that particular video that I saw. Now, this skips us over to prophecy number 7. This one, I don't know. Y'all tell me what your thoughts are on this one, because this one, Yeah, it's quite something. But a prophet by the name of Prophet Samuel Amoateng, okay, Samson or Moateng, he says the death. His prophecy was very specific. He said the death of the queen will be result of some issues with the heart. That's what he said. So that prophecy will give an update once we know what the autopsy says, because it's only been a few hours, isn't it? And so he said particular, which is why I added it here, to say people are saying things that we can later on go back and make a reference to. And so I found his line or direction to doing the prophecy. He didn't just go generic like everybody else. No, he decided to give details of how it happened. And again, I find it very weird that that's not something that the royal house will actually even admit. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that's something that the royal house would want to preserve. Remember, she is the first to reign over 70 years. And so they might want to keep that. Admitting that she passed over a heart issue, the detective is completely not seeing that one. But hey, if the autopsy comes out and they tell us, we'll get back to you on that particular prophecy over there. Prophecy number 8. This one I found very weird as I was looking through different videos and a little bit of research here and there. There's a lot of people that believe in astrology who kept making references to this guy, Nostradamus. Now we all know Nostradamus. He was some poet, writer, something, terrible poet, right? But anyways, a lot of the people that believe into his writings just kept mentioning as if he had mentioned when she was going to die and why her passing, which is the one that kind of caught my attention. Couple of people actually said, the way Nostradamus puts it, it sounds like after the queen's passing, there's a lot more that comes up. There's a lot of havoc. There's a lot of headache. And it goes into the next person who has a prophecy around the dying of the prince. Of the queen, by the way. And so the Nostradamus crowd over there, they make it sound like there's something that's going to come after. Now, yes, we know things are getting worse. And so to claim that things are going to happen after the death of the queen, it could be in any time. Of course, things are getting worse. But anyways, to the next one, because which is the reason why I included the Nostradamus people over there claiming that things get worse and whatnot and stuff, is that on number 9, we have Sister Carrie Ann. You might know her. She's this lady. She likes making these videos about God told her this, God showed her this vision, God did this, God did that. Now, Carrie Ann, since June, if I can remember, or since early this year, Carrie Ann has been saying this weird prophecy of hers, where she claims God showed her that the queen was dead or was in non-existent mode since 2021. And then now she made videos referring back to that as if it was a prophecy that she had prophesied the death of the queen. Now, believability wise, that's a weird that's a weird one. That doesn't say anything. Okay, to say that, oh yeah, she's in limbo mode, and she keeps making this term, she is in the matrix, nothing is real, and I'm like, is this what prophecy is nowadays? Is that how low we are? But also, bear in mind, Carrie Ann has some very weird prophecies and very weird videos. She still claims that, is it Barack Obama is gonna come back and be the president again? Barack Obama or Trump? One of the two of them, I forgot. She keeps claiming that person is gonna come back and be president again. Unreliable. And also, Carrie Ann keeps claiming that there are people, there are these demons, whatnot. One day we'll do a different video about that entire subject. She keeps claiming that there are ships that are supposed to come and take people. And I'm like, what is this woman talking about? But anyways, believability wise, that doesn't mean anything. To claim from 2021 that the queen is almost non-existent, and so her passing fits into that, that's not a prophecy, man. That's just... Anyways. And the last one would be TB Joshua. That's number 10. TB Joshua. In 2021, remember when they made the prophecy public of when the Kori was gonna make its exit? There was a prophecy which they made where they claimed that he saw the queen or the royal house being in and out of the hospital, and that was something of concern. And they said that they should start praying about it and whatnot. I did see other people that were pretty much just saying the same thing, but that doesn't say anything saying that a person is going to be in and out of hospital going forward. Of course, the person might be in and out of a hospital at any time, but there are people that are already using that as to say, yeah, even Tim Joshua prophesied it. So it's pretty weird that people don't have actually defining lines of what prophecy is. And it takes us back into the line of fire video that I spoke about earlier on. What he was debunking about Troy Black was that he was saying pretty much generic things, but because he claimed he was given this prophecy 10 days ago, this gives people room to say, oh, he's a true prophet, because he says something that seemed to have happened. But when you are supposedly prophesying someone who's 90 years old that they're gonna die, that's not a prophecy. That's not a prophecy. And people are using these generic so-called prophecies to solidify people being prophets, when what they're saying is pretty much generic stuff. And that's what I found with most of these things and most of these so-called prophecies, is that it's pretty much generic. Claiming that the queen was going to pass away, she was 90-something years old. Of course, people pass away. When we get old, that's the the natural transition of life. But hey, people classify this as a prophecy. People saying, no, the queen is no longer here. Yes, you see her, but she's no longer here. And saying that's a prophecy. Do people actually have a defining rule of what a prophecy is? And that's the thing that I'm starting to kind of like see more of, is that people just say generic things and claim it to be prophecy. Those are the ones that I actually found. If you saw any other ones, you can recommend them down. Maybe we'll make a part 2 of the prophecies. If I find other ones which are worthy of mentioning, we'll talk about them later on. But somebody saying something that actually happens doesn't mean they're a prophet. It just means that they probably guessed better. Guessing a person who's 90 is gonna pass, that to me doesn't sound like a prophecy. But hey, people have very low standards at this time. The Reality Show, we do daily Christian commentary videos. If it's your first time over here, do check out the rest of the videos down in the channel. You might like some of them that are here. We do this on a daily basis, so check out the other channel. The Detective is out, and I'll see you later on when we have another episode. We're still under load shedding, but I'm glad I saved the battery from yesterday, because hey, I actually had to shoot this video early in the morning, so that I can charge the phones, because my phones were already dead battery-wise. But I'll see you on a later on. Yeah, I'll be blessed. Salut.